New York's finest just got a whole lot finer.
Hey, you know who just nipped at my nose? Jack Frost.
You know who just nipped at my ear? Jack, I don't care.
Thank you, Hans. Nothing else in the universe can do what you do.
Don't freak out, just stay calm.
It's the Al Travis Show. We love having this next cat on. He's Minnesota sports lifer. We call him Paulie. Paulie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Al?
Good. I wonder if we shouldn't start calling Philadelphia mini Minnesota. They're living the Minnesota sports dream. Last night the Eagles lose, and then their pitcher for the playing the Dodgers makes an error, and they're out of that. It had the feel of something I've seen before.
Yeah.
Mini Minnesota.
I hate that for Philadelphia fans.
Yeah. They're so known for being warm and fuzzy people, so it's just sad that
it's so sad. What that pitcher who threw the ball away.
Yeah.
He might want to get unlisted, because
they're unforgiving.
That their unforgiving fan base. You felt for him though. I mean, he just bent over. He knew right then, and that was a lesser of two evils for me. I'm not a Dodger fan, by any stretch. All the money they spend, and Philadelphia fans, I don't need them to be happy either. So I really don't care on that side. I'm all in on Milwaukee. And,
well, we'll talk about those. So let's just finish this game. The Phillies thing, though, they will go after this pitcher. This will be the thing they're going to every year bring up at the end, and it's going to be this terrible thing for this kid. But the team didn't play well this whole series. They couldn't hit the ball. They weren't. This was not just that kid's error that lost it. I feel sorry for him because this whole team stunk it up.
No, you're not wrong, but you know how it always goes. It's the last play that everybody remembers.
Exactly.
But they had plenty of other chances to win. I mean, that was extra innings. What was it, 11th, 12th inning? So, they had plenty of chances to win. Let's not worry about. Well, and Viking fans should take note of that, right? You don't need to blame Gary Anderson for a missed field goal. Why can't you solve this earlier in the game?
Yeah, agreed. Wow, but you still remember Gary Anderson?
Yeah, no. I know your buttons. I know what to push.
Good news, bad news again. Now, you talk about Philly. I'm not a big Philly fan. Dodgers, like you say, they want to buy their way in. Okay, well, New York's the same way. They're out. I'm happy, but the Blue Jays won, and they're Canadian, which makes them not American, which means I can't have them winning my American game. So
Stop it. Just take your flag off and just appreciate the sport. The Blue Jays have been in the league since 1977. It's okay.
And I got over it. No. It's America's sport. We invented it. In a little field in Pennsylvania with a guy and a little cotton ball and a bat, and it wasn't a bat, it was a stick, and then they came up with the game. Come on.
Go Blue Jays.
All right, fair enough. Well, they're there. You're going to do that, then you're going to go against our side, so that's where you're going to lose.
Our side? Who's our side? What do you mean
they're in our
side?
Division now. You got Tigers and Guardians. You're going to try to go against folks in our division? You're not going to go against
Tigers and Mariners.
Mariners,
I love Seattle. I would love Seattle to advance. Cal Raleigh is just such a great story. 60 homers. He ties Griffey Jr.'s record. I like them a lot. I really do. So if it's Seattle-Toronto, that's going to be tough. Again, Yankees being out is the key piece here, right?
Okay, let's keep focused on the Yankees.
Yes, because ESPN, whoever's covering it now, has to go to Toronto. They have to go to Toronto. They have to go to maybe Seattle or Milwaukee. I mean,
all fun cities. These are the small markets. This is what's going to crush them. You look at this. I mean, it could be the Brewers and, well, it's not the Phillies. So they'll have the Dodgers in that. That's one big market is all they've got going on anymore in the entire playoff.
The Cubs tied that series up, so they could knock out the Brewers.
Okay, well, let's go through this quick. Yeah. You think the Mariners are going to win, so it'll be Mariners Blue Jays next week is what you're telling me on your side?
Yeah, the battle of 1977 expansion. Mariners Blue Jays, yeah.
God, you are geeky. Good God,
I know.
You're geeky.
Hey, you know what you signed up for.
Here's the thing: I'll look that up, and you know what? I know it's wrong. I look it up all the time when you say crap, and you're never wrong. So, okay, 97 expansion team playoff game. Good God, how's ESPN not hired you yet? Okay, on the other side, they got the Dodgers already. You want the Cubs over Brewers, or you want Brewers?
No, Brewers all the way. Yeah,
and so it'll be Brewers and Dodgers. All right, that's fair enough. It's been, it's actually been a pretty decent playoff series so far. I mean, the teams you want, you don't want. The others are tied up 2 games apiece. it's been entertaining, but again, with the teams themselves, I don't know if a lot of folks are watching, Paulie.
No, and baseball's been on a downward trend. I mean, they've been, that's why they made some of the changes to shorten the games, and speed things up. They're trying to do something. They're slipping down. They used to be the number one sport. Football passed them years ago. Now the NBA's passed them. Yeah. So they're struggling for that.
Do you think the automatic strike zone reader thing is the way to go? They start that next year in the majors. Are you good with that? You're a traditionalist. No, yeah, I was gonna say there's no way you like that.
No. The human element is part of it, and I think we should. These umps get almost every single call right.
94%, by the way.
We don't need any of that. What?
94% is what when they reviewed and if they put it up with the TV. 94% is what they get right
on the strike zone.
Yeah, so it's 6%, which is a bigger number than I honestly thought. But everybody's got a little different strike zone. And that's part of baseball. You kind of this guy takes them a little lower, a little higher. I'm not opposed to it.
That's right.
But if you're going to do this, Paul, why not do the tennis thing? You watch tennis, and if the ball comes in, they can show you on the camera whether it hit white or not, right? The computer generated. Do the same thing with out of bounds and home runs for baseball. Just if you're going to automate it, and then you can just have guys there to, call. You got the guys in New York. If the guy slid into base, was he safe or not? We'll check it out from 5 angles. Just take those extra 4 guys off the field. I mean, I'm not for it. I'm just saying, where do we go from here?
Yeah, you could. You could argue that, but I don't care for that. I like the human element of it, and our obsession with getting everything perfect, that's part of sports, and there's human error. That's part of it. People drop balls, and they get tackled before the first down marker, and or they trip and fall. I mean, that's part of it. Why are we trying to perfect the bit? The replay has made football games 4.5 hours long, Al.
Yeah. I can't anymore. Well, let's do this because we were going to talk about Monday Night Football with them. The Eagles lose last night, but the bigger controversy, even though they were the Super Bowl champs with 2 losses, one to the Giants, who are a bad team, they did the tush push 4 straight plays. A yard and a half, get a first down. They're on the goal line, yard and a half, touchdown. Everyone's hooting and hollering about whether this play should be legal or not. Your thoughts on the tush push?
If you don't like it, stop it.
Well, but it's almost. See, but this is where I fix this problem, Paulie, and I'm going to start pushing this hard now, so everybody will say it's the Al rule. The Al rule says on offense, if an offensive receiver, somebody gets the ball and he gets stopped by a defender, the defender can't push him back. He gets forward momentum, correct? He doesn't. You can't pick up a receiver and carry him backwards. So that's a hit on the defense, right? Hey, if you want to go further forward, go forward. I'm pushing you the other way, or get down. That's not the way we play it. So do the same thing on the other side of the ball. As soon as forward progress is stopped, that's where the play ends. They can't then have somebody come behind you and push you forward. They do this on a lot of running plays. You're all in a scrum and the big guys come from behind and push again. Why is that legal? Why can you gain yardage if you can't lose yardage at the same time? So when that tush push comes, hey, that's the peak. We saw it all kind of go like this. It's done. No one can come back here and push any further. You do the same thing for offense and defense. That tush push will only work about half the time. It's whoever gets the forward momentum.
Yeah, and maybe that's the rule. I mean, you could do a tush push to get a first down in the middle of the field. Maybe inside the 10 is the rule, right? Or
then what are they saying? How is it different in a quarterback sneak? It always is. It's who's pushing from behind that's giving him that added shove. And it's the shove that I say you don't let it go the other way. For some reason, that's an offensive plus, no matter where it is. And I think you get rid of that, and guess what? As soon as the receiver stood up, play's dead.
I think you're onto something. I think that might be the answer.
Thank you. We might have to go to break and all wallow and live on, appreciate the fact that Paul literally said the words after 55 years of friendship. Al, you might be right on something there. Let's think this over. I'm so thrilled right now. We'll go to break. We'll talk some other stuff. I probably won't hit another one out of the park today, but right now I'm considering that a grand slam.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-AL's Show.
It's Al's Show, and if you're just joining us, we have Minnesota Sports Life around the program, and just before we went to break, Paul was elaborating on the brilliance of a thought that I had, and I had to cut him short. Paul, did you want to elaborate any more on it, or should we just go to hockey? I don't want to cut you off.
I think I've said what I need to say. Yeah.
Enough said.
How was the 2-minute wallow over the commercial break?
I feel so good about me in here. Right inside there, it feels wonderful.
That's just your ego. That's all right.
I feel like the Minnesota Wild, buddy. I just won a 5-0 game. If you look at it,
where did that come from?
That's where I'm thinking, Paulie. That's exactly where did that come from, Paulie? 5-0. We are undefeated. We're 82-0 is a possibility still. We have a goalie with the perfect season going on. Is it too early to jinx him? The perfect season, no goals. That's going on. We have a score differential higher than anyone else in the league. What else can a Minnesota hockey fan want?
Boy, yeah, no, that was a good night. I did watch a good chunk of that game. And normally we go to St. Louis. We don't do well. Yeah. They've had our number. They've beaten us in the playoffs. Yeah. But then we go get one of their older guys, Tarasenko, onto our team. And suddenly, he's refreshed. It flips over. Kaprizov, of his major contract. I mean, and the pressure is going to be on him now to deliver some goals. He didn't score a goal, but he had 3 assists. So he draws attention, but he sets up other guys. That was really cool. And Ryan Hartman he's one of those guys who's got all the talent in the world, but, needs to kind of, take the next step. And, he got suspended for the dirty hit last year. He needs to kind of get his game right.
Yeah.
He started out nicely with a couple. So,
and the goalie, Gustafson, was hot. I mean, he stopped 26 shots.
And he makes Bill Guerin look really good about, this is why we signed this guy to an extension, because he's our backstop. They peppered him pretty good, and he was rock solid. So super fun, and to win a road game like that, get this fan base fired up again, keep everybody healthy. That's what took care of it last year when we lost Kaprizov for that chunk, and keep everybody healthy on the ice, and let's go.
I just worry with that contract, and again, the kid's worth it. I'm not saying you don't play a top 5 player. You play him to be here, so we go watch. But we are literally one injury. How thin are we when you spend that much money with one guy? You know what I'm saying? That's what scares me about, and a lot of teams do it. You're all in or all out. You can go depth-wise and have plenty of players and always be there, or you put it out there. Do we have the depth that it takes if he twists an ankle?
We don't have the depth that other teams have, but I think what works though so far, and it's we're getting out of the Parise Suter contracts, that salary cap hit, so that things start to get better starting after this year. And then but we did lock up Boldy, and we did lock up Brock Faber, and we've got a lot of young the better young players are locked up here for a while, so we've got a cast of characters there. I think if we can continue this and everybody stays healthy, Kaprizov can do what he can do, then it's a matter of, at the trade deadline, do you add a couple of veterans to get you over the hump, right? And so that you can make some noise in the playoffs. How fun would it be to have some meaningful hockey in May? That would be.
We're not on this show. We're not closing down the 82-0. It could still happen. Real quick, you, I believe, are going to the Purdue home game, University of Minnesota, the home game with Purdue this weekend, right? What is it, the 11th? Tomorrow, Saturday at 6:30.
It's a prime timer, 6:30 start.
Your thoughts on it? We kind of got our behinds handed to us by a real football team, 42-3 with Ohio State. Purdue's no Ohio State, but they're a real team. I mean, I think we're going to have issues with them. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. Purdue used to be a doormat the last couple of years, but they've got a new coach who's starting to right the ship. And with the transfer portal, you can improve that team pretty quickly. And so that's what he's doing. And so no, it will not be an easy game. And you're licking your wounds after getting handed to it, by Ohio State. And also, what does that do to your confidence? You came in, you had a nice win over Rutgers, and they just burst the bubble. So where's your confidence at? Despite the who knows what injuries and how you're nicked up on injuries, but it's not a gimme. But it's homecoming, and so hopefully the Gophers are inspired. I'm excited to see it, and the pregame gets crazy, the band goes nuts, and should be fun in Dinkytown tomorrow.
All right, real quick, the Gopher volleyball team I know you pay attention. They started out fantastic. They've got some pretty injuries to 3 pretty big people, including the Lamberdero gal, the gal with the other shirt on. She got hurt, but they did, and they were run along. I think they were 13-0 or 13-3, something. They lost 3 to UCLA here at the Pavilion on Wednesday. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Are you still good? You're still behind the squad with all the injuries and stuff?
Yeah, it was tough. UCLA, has a pretty good volleyball tradition. They came in and swept us here. That doesn't happen very often. But yeah, I think the injuries are starting to, starting to impact the on-court product. Not much you can do about it. But
if you're a volleyball fan, probably no better show in town still, right? I mean, you see the best volleyball teams come through here. If you can get a ticket, you go.
Yeah, it's great. It's great volleyball. It's great. It's great athleticism. It's a fun environment. You're right on top of the court. Yeah, it is. It's still a great environment. And our coach Keegan Cook is a good coach. He'll figure out some ways to get this team back. We're still top 20 team. Hopefully, we can keep it going and get those
into that top 16
at some point. And then the goal is just make the playoffs.
I don't want to shortchange you here, Paulie, but I want to get out that, of course, the main thing, the band, probably the best band in the Twin Cities metro area, has got a big gig coming up here in November. When is it? Where is it? And I'm hoping it's at Nielsen's Sports Bar and Grill, which has food, beverage, and great music.
Neeson's, yes. not Nielsen's.
Neeson. Okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, November 7th is Friday night. So we're back there on stage doing our mix of oldies and current stuff. And we call it dance rock, right? So it's rock, but stuff you could dance to as well. And it should be fun. We've been practicing, getting ready. And so we've got 2 coming up, that one. And then we've got the pre-holiday intergalactic dance party on Saturday, December 20th. That should be a good time. You came to our first one at the Ukrainian Center.
I loved it. Absolutely. We'll highlight it before we get there. I'm out of time. Appreciate you, Paulie. We'll be back next week with Paulie again. See you, Al Travis Show.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue